like your parents taught you how to date? Because I feel like talking about dating in the Black community with your parents was just so taboo. They used to make jokes. Well, I know my daddy, he used to make jokes when I was like 10, like, oh, you're not gonna date until you 21. You're not gonna date till you 25. You never gonna have a boyfriend. Like, it was always just such a taboo thing to talk about, especially sex too. Like, I feel like a lot of our parents didn't prepare us for having sex and getting out into the world and dealing with men. So do y'all feel like y'all parents prepared y'all for that, or was it even something that y'all talked about in y'all households?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They did not prepare me for nothing. So my mama got pregnant with me when she was in college. So a lot of my conversations with her about dating, sex, relationships, and all of that was just don't get pregnant, right? But she was always reading them freak nasty books in her book club, so I would read some of them too. So
Little Zane book.
Zane. She even liked the historical romance, Beverly Jenkins.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was reading all of that. I wanted the slavery sex and the present day sex. I wanted to know how it was going down. I'm trying to see how they used to do it. Get creative, you know.
That civil rights shit.
And then when I got
For real life.
okay.
I know
If
that
your man been fighting for freedom all day,
What we
you know you
said,
gonna
pale,
give him
pale
some.
moon is what it's giving.
You shut. Jaraya.
It was funky in there.
Where?
Back
slaves?
then,
It
that
was.
civil rights dick, that
I
slavery dick. No
was
shame.
watching
to our
Sinners.
ancestors.
I was watching
I'm just
Sinners
saying.
again last night because you can rent it at home now.
Oh, I'm finna watch it as soon as I get home.
And that scene where old girl had walked there and she was about to get her cootie cat ate. I said, I know it's funky in there. Talking about you, he wanted a taste. He just wanted to taste. You gonna get more than that. You gonna be tasting it all night. It's gonna stain his nose, his upper lip, and everything else.
This smoke.
A scent to remember. But yeah, so anyway, I'm getting away from things.
Remember.
It's a scent to remember. But I was reading the stuff and I was learning about sex from there.
Okay.
My dad, I think he still looks at me as a child.
Yeah.
My actual dad. I can't go to him for advice about anything. And I wouldn't because I think that he doesn't make good choices. This is very much like the young guys, and he's not young. So,
Yeah.
And then my grandfather, he would try to instill in me to find a man of God and all of that. But I wasn't trying to hear that back then when I was younger, and it just sounded too grown, too mature, and nobody was really having real conversations, just how to flirt or how to realize somebody likes you. Like, before it gets too serious, even the introductory things, or there were certain expectations that I had either been taught from movies or TV or just social things, and I'm forming my expectations from all of these different things, but nobody is telling me how to really interact. It's certain things like money conversations, stability, do they have kids or not? You in high school, you in college, you don't want somebody with kids, you know, little things like that. But nobody is talking about how to handle things together.
Yeah.
And fast forward to now, my mom is divorced, but I think her and my stepdaddy go together. So I don't know what's going on there. And I'm like, yeah, I do be doing a lot of things that I see you do.
Right.
Like just weird stuff. And I didn't learn.
And you know what also I think is weird too with our generation, like we always thought, like this was a scene on Bad Boys, if y'all remember, like when the boy comes and picks up the girl for prom and the dad is like at the door with a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think that that's corny. And
It is.
because to me, it's like, yes, you want to protect your daughter, but this is a moment to say, you know what, let me pull him to the side and have a real conversation. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
See if he can speak well.
you know, see the things that are important rather than be like, oh, I'm gonna scare you. And but I know it's supposed to be a joke, but people start taking that stuff literal because on social media, that was going viral a few years ago with like men in the background with a gun and their daughter in front of them with like their prom dress on. Like,
And that is wild.
that's not the proper thing to do. Like, we're not having conversations. We're just like, oh, be afraid of my daughter. Then on the other end, we're teaching the young boys like, oh yeah, you pull a woman, you supposed to be fucking. You supposed to be, it's okay to be fucking. Like, no, it's not okay. Like, we never have healthy conversations about sex and things like that.
Which is so crazy to me because you know, you have that on one end, but then with the little girls, if you wear short shorts or if you're wearing like a two-piece swimsuit, people are over sexualizing you if you're a little curvaceous or you're curvier than you should be for your age, and now you fast.
Yeah.
We get the stigma of being
that
fast,
term.
but then they're out here telling the young boys to go fuck
To go get it.
girls and to go get it. So it's like, what are we
doesn't make
supposed to be doing?
It doesn't make sense at all.
Or that, like, okay, boys are supposed to get experience and you're supposed to do this, but the
Right.
girls are supposed to maintain their virtue. So who y'all supposed to be
Who y'all
getting
supposed to be
experience
fucking
from?
in?
Yeah. It's
I
just,
would like to know.
it's a complete unbalance, but I think
Yeah.
that unbalance shows in our generation with our dating now.
Yeah.
Like, it's so apparent that we do not know how to date anymore because our parents, I'm not gonna lie, like when it comes to my mom, like my mom was married, my dad passed away when I was very young. So growing up, my mom was just always like, you don't need a man, be independent, do this on your own. But if you do have a man, make sure he sets you up, which nothing is wrong with that. But
basically.
her independence was so forefront. It was just like, my mom didn't have no tolerance for bullshit, which is not a bad thing. But I do believe, I wish that my mom would have dated more and been more out there and given herself, and you know what I'm saying? And had that experience of finding love again. But she was so closed off to it because she's like, nope, this is it. You know, I had my husband, that was me. And I'm just like, so I never really saw my mom really truly being in love. You know what I mean? So I think with that, I don't want to say don't teach women how to be independent, but I think as much as we need to, hey, nobody's coming to save you, but also we need to teach about partnership. Be
Yeah.
open to love. We don't teach that in the Black community at all.
You know, I was talking to my mom about that because I have a brother who's 23. And just looking at how, I'm the oldest, looking at how I was brought up as a girl versus him, I would think it would be flip-flopped. All of the talk about being independent, being on your stuff, it's like being the oldest daughter, that's pressure because you have to do everything first. Your parents are figuring it out first. And I'm not mad at them. They're not gentle parents, but it's a gentler form of parenting. They're giving him more room to figure out what he wants to do. And he still ain't got it figured out, but we just gonna keep him on the prayer list. It's just so much softer. But I was like, when I was 23, I was living here in Atlanta trying to figure it out. I had already gone to college. I did everything the right way and thinking that that was right. And I guess they learned that you don't always need to do it that way. But it's just like, it's very different. I also think that instead of teaching the women to be so independent, we just need more balance, like you said. And something I had asked a lot of the men on XO Man, I asked them, the ones with children, and I asked them about what they're teaching their sons about love and relationships and dating and all of that, and what were you taught? A lot of them weren't taught at all, like what we're saying. They're like our age and older, and then some of them are teaching their kids certain things, and then others don't have them yet, so they're trying to figure it out. But yeah, it's like, y'all gotta talk to them about that. Some of them are still avoidant, and yeah, I asked my brother, like, where are you getting your advice from? Because you're making bad decisions. And he was like, well, I don't know. It's a bunch of I don't know. Why everybody don't know, and it's 11 of us.
Yeah.
Please call me more.
But that was such a good example that you said, because they're teaching us to be independent and provide for ourselves and do that, but they don't teach the little boys that. It's always, oh, give him grace, girl. He trying to, oh, he don't gotta.
He's gonna figure it out. You can figure it out. Make sure no girl is using you. But then you telling me,
Using him for
basically,
what?
he ain't got
Nothing.
And I'm like, you, ma'am, are the problem.
I think it's the internet too, though, because I
Yeah.
think even if you want to be somebody that wants to really fall in love and you want to be a lover boy or a lover girl, you have all of these podcasts and all of this information on the internet that's making you be like, okay, well, like, I don't know, because I don't want to get played. Maybe I need to protect myself. Maybe I do
That
need to
part
be a
too.
player. Maybe I do need to date multiple women instead of just settling down with one person, because I am young. So I feel like a lot of the time it's all of this propaganda that's being put out as well that's affecting the youth. And I feel like we didn't have that. Because when I was
Propaganda is
young, I was
absolutely
dumb
right.
as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I was. When
still
was
be dumb
23, I was
sometimes.
dumb as hell.
But I also
I wasn't worried about no nigga playing me.
yeah, I think
I'm getting
we were just
played. I'm
having
playing.
fun.
I was just having fun. We was all playing.
Yeah.
I do agree, because I think that sometimes, like, I'm gonna just use y'all for example. Like, if I'm a consumer and I'm listening to a Dre or I'm listening to a Kiki, I need to listen to what y'all are saying from y'all's experience, but I also need to understand that my life is my experience.
Yeah.
So